Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing the first of a couple like day zero deck techs with you all. Just kind of talk about certain heroes, where I think I could see them going, what are some cool ideas, how the decks are evolving, and just have a really good time. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below, the channel membership, the Google Sheet to other creators, all that good stuff. We will get right into it. So I'm not going to just be doing like deck tech to deck tech to deck tech back to back. I will interweave them into other videos. However, I wanted to go over like Ira and New and Marionette and all these different decks that I'm just kind of brewing and having fun with. The main point of these videos isn't to say like this is the way I think the hero should be played. It's really for two reasons. One, for people who may are just trying to deck build and not sure where to start, these are great starting points for you to use. And two, we're just having fun brewing, right? Like we're enjoying this, so take it for what it's worth. If you like some of these ideas, use them. If you want to change some things around, let me know what you end up doing. I'd love to hear it so we can all brew and have some fun together. So I actually wanted to start with Ira, even though she is not one of the hunted heroes, because Ira's entire identity, in my opinion, not identity, but more of play patterns, completely is changing with the hunted set. It is so good. She is now able to convert 4 or 5 card hands a lot more easier, especially 3 and 4 card hands. She's able to utilize her daggers even more efficiently, which is so scary. And she's even to get more above rate with certain cards like Cut Through, Pain in the backside, things like that, and we'll talk about that as we get to them. But the first thing I want to do is go over the equipment suite. So the only thing in the equipment suite that really didn't change is one Kodachi and Mask of Momentum. Mask of Momentum is even more consistent now because we're using Flick Knives, and we'll talk about some interactions here in a second, but Mask of Momentum is able to stay alive easier and longer, as long as you're not playing like a Dynamo Warrior. Or maybe a heavy ward-based hero, you're able to just threaten this way more because you're able to use Flick Knives to your advantage. When it comes to the chest piece, if you run Tunic, it doesn't. I wouldn't bat an eye at it. It makes complete sense. But however, Blood Spattered Vest has been very good in the couple games I've been playing so far. A lot of times with Ira, you're wanting to use Tunic on plays like 3 card hands, right? When you have a Bittering Thorns, a blue, and a Command and Conquer. And you're doing something like Kodachi for 1, Bittering Thorns for 5, and then you take off Tunic, and then you attack with Command and Conquer for 6, maybe even 7 if they decided to not block the Bittering Thorns. So you're basically doing a 3-card 12 with on hits. Really good, right? But you have to make sure that that Tunic counter lines up or holds your Tunic counter when you might have wanted to use it for something else for like those really big swing turns. What Blood Spatter Vest allows you to do is it gives you basically 3 on-demand Tunic counters into most every hero in the game except for Dynamo Warrior and basically Enigma, I think. Whenever a dagger you control hits, you may gain a resource and put a stain counter on this. If there are 3 more stain counters on this, destroy it. So against 80% of the heroes in the game, whenever you lead with that first Kodachi, it's going to hit. Very rarely do they ever block it. So this just allows you to say, okay, I'm going to gain a resource now. And what it allows you to do is off a 3-card hand, you're able to do that same play with Bittering Thorns and Command and Conquer, but you're able to choose when you want to do it. And I think that's very powerful. And it gives you maybe not quite the same value as Tunic would, but I actually think it would, because this gives you basically 3 Tunic counters in Ira, especially in Ira, because it's very consistent. And if you think about it, that's 9 turns in a game. Like most of your games in Ira are going around that. You know, you might get in super long games a little bit more value off Tunic, but overall, being able to pick when you want that Tunic counter, I think is very useful. So I really do like Blood Spattered Vest a lot. When it comes to the arms piece, everyone knows the arms in Ira have always been a throwaway slot. Some people use Breaking Skills, some people use Goliath Gauntlet, some people use Tiger Stripe Shuko, which is what most people use nowadays, in order to get a little bit better value into Enigma with Double Strike and with other cards. However, Flick Knives being in this list is a lot more consistent because you have cards like Pick Up the Point, cards like Up Sticks and Run to be able to go back and get those daggers that broke through Flick Knives. Also, if you break your needle through a D-React, now you're able to go get it with those cards as well. But Flick Knives allows you to get even more value out of your daggers that already were hitting above rate and just continue to annoy your opponent and ship them down, and honestly race them down a little bit faster because of that. So super excited about Flick Knives. Then we had the leg slot. Again, the leg slot's always been kind of a throwaway slot. Some people run Breeze Rider boots. Some people run Snapdragon Scalers. Some people run Pouncing Paws. All of those are good options. I do think Quick Dodge Flexors is a really cool addition, though. At worst, it's a block 2 boot, which is really good, right? At best, it's blocking 6 with 1 card, which is really, really good. I'm super excited about this card. It allows you to have some really cool lines against go wide heroes and be able to hold hands a little bit easier. That way you can get good block value like you want Ira to have, while also keeping a 3 or a 4 card hand, right? Like if you have a 5 card hand, maybe you arsenal something, and then they have a pretty good go wide turn, but you know you can use 4 out of 5 of your cards. Maybe you just pitch a blue, block 6 with this over 3 chain links against an aggro hero, and then hit them back with a 4 card hand, right? If your 4 card hand deals 16 plus, and then you block 6 and you have a 20 plus value turn cycle, really, really good. So super excited about this card as well. It's been treating me pretty good so far, even in against heroes where it's not as relevant. I think it's really good. And then Zephyr Needle. Zephyr Needle is so much better now because we can bring it back with cards like Pick Up the Point and Up Sticks and Run. Even if they break it, it's fine. You're going to get it back eventually. Also, it allows you to have some really cool turns with like Dual Threat. I've already had times where it says if you've attacked with a weapon this turn, the next action card you play gets +3. If you've attacked with an attack action card this turn, the next weapon you attack this turn gets +3. So you can have these cool interactions where you do like Kadachi, like on a 4 card hand, you pitch a blue, play Kadachi. Then you play something like Cut Through, which is 0 for 5. Let's say they block one or 2 of them, or they're trying to block and prevent mass, so they block Cut Through out. You then play your 3rd card by playing Dual Threat, and then you still have 2 floating from the blue that you pitched to Kadachi, and then maybe you Zephyr Needle for what would be 5, and then you end on like a Torrent of Tempo for 8. It just allows you to do some really cool stuff because a lot of times they're going to prevent that mask, and you can get some crazy value off of Dual Threat. So super excited about that, especially with cards like Zephyr Needle. Also, you could order it the other way and quadruple make sure that Zephyr Needle doesn't break, even though it's not. And Zephyr Needle would come in for a pretty good amount. Even on certain turns against like Valiant Dynamo Warrior, you play Kadachi, they block it. You then break the chain by playing Dual Threat, and you throw a Cut Through for 4 + 3 is 7, and then you play a Zephyr Needle for 2 or whatever the case may be, or whatever you want to do. Like, it just allows you to do some cool stuff. A lot of times they're going to want to block that mass trigger, and it can do some cool things, but Dual Threat's a different story. So when it comes to the deck, what is the same as it was before? We're still running Bittering Thorns. We're still running Flick Flack. I think you still run some of the 1 for 5s like Mauling Key or Pounding Gale, whatever your fancy is. I think Censor and Command and Conquer are still very, very good. Sink Below, obviously. And then you have just high-value cards like Spinning Wheel Kick and Torrent of Tempo. And then you have all your blue 1 powers because I did have Double Strike in the list. It's going in and out. But honestly, Double Strike should be in this list over Double Strike. I don't know why it's not Double Strike, but Looking for a Scrap. Sorry. Looking for a Scrap can be in the list if you want over Double Strike. I originally had Double Strike in here because I was messing with Pouncing Paws again. But you could just do Looking for a Scrap and then use Pouncing Paws in the Enigma matchup to try to get a little bit more value. But regardless, these 1 powers are in here because of Looking for a Scrap. Had to do that on the fly. Sorry about that. I was messing with lists back and forth, but that's what's stayed the same. What has changed is just some really high value cards that allow you to do different things with the deck and convert your dagger value and convert larger hands better. Cut Through is an amazing card in Ira. Being able, most of the time, this is going to come in at a 0 for 5 go again because you're going to attack with a Kadachi. Most decks are going to let that Kadachi hit, and then you're going to play Cut Through. It's going to get +1 from itself and +1 from Ira. It's going to be a 0 for 5 go again. Another really good card is Pain in the Backside. This is also basically a 0 for 5 go again. When it hits a hero, target dagger you control deals 1 damage to them. If the damage is dealt this way, the dagger is hit. So this comes in at 0 for 4 off of Ira. And then if they let it hit for whatever reason, it's basically a 0 for 5 because you just hit with a dagger again. Really, really good. We have pick up the point and up sticks and run. Both of these are dagger recursion items. Being able to or cards, being able to play this, pay 1 resource. You attack with your first dagger, your Kodachi for 5, and then your second Zephyr for 3. Like, this is a 2-card 8 with just daggers. Because if Zephyr broke, you play this, you pitch your blue, or even pitch a yellow, you can pitch dual threat. Play your Kodachi for 5, and then play Zephyr for 3. You just had a 2-card 8 with just daggers. So good. Super excited about it. Pick up the points, also very good as well. It's a 0 for 4 and go get your other dagger and then attack with something else. Or you just lead with this card for 3 and then use Zephyr Needle for 3, right? You could also do that. Another cool addition is Sound the Alarm. When this attacks the hero, they reveal their hand. If an attack reaction card is revealed this way, you may search your deck for a defense reaction card, reveal it, and then shuffle and put it on top so you draw into it. I think we're going to see a lot of Assassin in the upcoming meta. We're also going to see a good amount of Warrior. I think Fang's going to be popular whether they're good or not. And Syndra does have a couple reactions like Ancestral Empowerment. So I think Sound the Alarm is a very good addition. Honestly, I'd rather play 1 or 2 of these over like a Pounding Gale. Then we're running Dual Threat. Like I said, this card has some cool additions or like, abilities to it. I think that you could argue to run this card or not run it. I'm just trying it out, but I think it's really, really good. And then we're running the 1 power cards. We're at 21 blues. I think the sweet spot is anywhere between 21 and 24. And then the sideboard, a lot of it's just what I think I'm going to run into. I want to have this looking for scrap to be able to raise Syndra a little bit better and have a little bit more value on my blues. Erase Face is just going to be good into Viserai, it's good into Aurora, and it's good into anyone that says Draconic. It's also good into certain things with new where it says target assassin attack. It allows you to be able to get rid of that assassin keyword, which can be useful. And then Weakest Link, which is good into Aurora, it's good into Zen, which is really useful. The new card that I'm really excited about for the sideboard in the set is Shelter from the Storm. This is the D-React. It blocks for 4, but also is very good to help with the Aurora matchup. The next 3 times you'll be dealt damage this turn, prevent 1 of that damage. Being able to slow down Aurora's breakpoints, but also slow down her arcane damage, I think is going to be very, very useful, and I'm super excited about it. So this is a baseline list. Again, this is not meant to be, the end-all, be-all. This list could definitely be tuned and cleaned up and continue to do things, but I would love to give people a starting point, and I'm just super excited because I've been brewing these decks, and I wanted to share them with you all. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know what you would change, what cards you like, what cards you don't like. Totally cool with it. I'm really excited about it. We're going to be doing new. I mean, they're all public already, so if you want to go look at them, you can. But we're going to be talking about new, talking about Syndra, Arachne, Slip Through the Cracks, and Marionette as well. So hopefully you enjoy those. But if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's completely fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TC Talk. Y'all have a good one.